Yo guys, Spider-Bot here. We're continuing our little series here on Transit Secrets. This time we're going to be talking about Dulce? I don't know how you pronounce it. Dulce. I'm going to call it Dulce. Dulce? The Dulce base. And this is another location reference from the Transit bus driver. Now approaching tunnel entrance for Dulce base. Now, this base is an alleged secret alien underground facility under Archuleta Mesa on the Colorado-New Mexico border near the town of Dulce, New Mexico in the U.S. And it's actually fairly close to Area 51 as well, or at least within a stone's throw, depending on which way you look at it. Claims of alien activity there first arose from Albuquerque businessman Paul Benowitz. Starting in '79, this guy became convinced he was intercepting electronic communications from alien spacecraft and installations outside of Albuquerque. By the '80s, he believed he discovered an underground base near Dulce. The story spread rapidly within the UFO community, and by 1990, ufologist John Lear claimed he had independent confirmations of the base's existence. Man, you guys in the States, you guys keep everything secret. It's crazy. Now, everything I reference is linked in the description, including Panaz's post over on CallOfDutyZombies.com, as well as reference to some information compiled by DJ Technics, as well as Wikipedia. Wikipedia is awesome, isn't it? Anyways, on the post by Panaz, he states some further information here. In the early 60s, a subterranean nuclear blast occurred about 30 miles southwest of Dulce, New Mexico, right off of US 64. This blast was conducted under the umbrella of Project Plowshare and was named Gas Buggy. Now, all this, this isn't definitely fact. I'm sure this has just been reports from individuals. It has recently been alleged that this particular subsurface nuclear blast was used to create a hollowed-out chute or chimney for development of a substation for a super-secret tunnel system attached to an underground Black Book project base. In addition, several other sources, who wish to remain nameless, of course, reported oddities in their work with Operation Plowshare during the 60s. The project was created under the guise of the use of atomic bombs during peacetime and forged ahead under the umbrella of natural gas exploration. In fact, several of these multi-kiloton blasts were used as a rapid way of developing huge subsurface chambers for facility development. It is reported that the technology to clean radiation is available and already in use for such projects. In '78, tensions, supposedly, within the Dulce base were extremely heightened. Several security and lab technicians began to sabotage the genetic experiments. Increasingly frail nerves and paranoia finally erupted into what is commonly referred to as the Dulce Wars. It was a literal battle between the reptilians and the humans for the control of the Dulce base. What the hell is this, science fiction? It was the reptilians more than the humans that were pushing the big lie and insisted on using humans in their experiments. And those who did not survive the experiments were used as sources for the liquid protein tanks, which fed both embryonic gray fetuses as well as full-grown grays as a source of nourishment. The initial Dulce War conflict began on level 3. Okay, so some interesting stuff. I think the grays refer to the typical aliens that have the buggy eyes. I think they're actually referred to as grays in this respect. So definitely some big linkages to aliens. I know in Transit, each of the characters, I believe, actually references aliens or alien craft or whatever in their own respective way through some of the comments they make when you're traveling throughout the map. There is also a linkage that DJ Technics has provided here that possibly, and I'm referring to this picture, I mean, check this picture out of the rat with what looks like to be a human ear growing from its back. But the theory or potential, throwing this out there is that, well, what if the denizens were actually created in the same manner, using the same genetic experiments that were going on at the Dulce base? Perhaps it was an experiment gone awry that created these denizens, and now they run around in the fog trying to scratch our eyes out. Who knows? Maybe we can get to the Dulce base. possibly. And again, the Dulce base notorious for fusing humans and animals and possibly aliens. Of course, again, none of this, or at least most of this, is probably unconfirmed. But one other interesting thing that I wanted to point you out to was that there was this television show called UFO Hunters, and it was an American television series that premiered on January 30th, 2008 on the History Channel, produced by Motion Picture Production Inc., and it actually ran for 3 seasons. And they basically follow numerous investigations with a team of experts, researcher and scuba divers, mechanical engineers, investigative biologists. In each episode, the team investigates reports of unidentified aerial phenomenon in which they interview witnesses of close encounters with UFOs, USOs, or unidentified submerged objects, and supposed extraterrestrial life. Now, they actually ran a show March 25th, 2009 called Underground Alien Bases. The team looks into the claims of undercover investigators and former military personnel about Dulce Base, an alleged alien facility that exists somewhere below a mesa near Dulce, New Mexico, where human-alien hybrid experiments are being performed, and how the beings there came into deadly conflict with military personnel. Now, what's interesting about this is that the History Channel abruptly ended the entire series in the middle of the 3rd season on May 20th, 2009. There were 4 episodes that were already recorded that were never broadcast. They did eventually broadcast them, but that was sometime later towards the end of October in 2009. And the claim is, and this is in a 2011 interview with Jim Harold, William J. Burns, who is the guy who actually led the team of experts in the episodes, I believe, claimed that after the Dulce Base episode aired, that's when the show was canceled by the top-level executives at the History Channel. And I know the timing doesn't exactly make sense, but obviously it didn't go off-air immediately after. But isn't that interesting that they canceled it, and the claim is that it was actually canceled immediately after the episode on Dulce Base. Now, there are a couple of other interesting images that I'm going to show you, and this was via Panazza's post. One is supposedly a screenshot from one of the underground levels at Dulce. It references Nibiru's moon. Again, pronunciation, not my strong suit. Moon incoming to planet Earth. Satan, the Curserat, the great horned dragon, serpent of deep earth, lives down in the advanced city of Agartha. Capable of magic, teleport self, night vision, mind reader, fireproof, frostproof, metamorphosis at will, lifespan of 30,000 years, purple eyes, iridescent amber scales, shall war with God of the Holy Land. Satan's 666 home planet called Nibiru is back. Stone of the Seven Seals opens 2006 to 2012, the end times of Earth's 3rd density. Well, isn't it interesting that we are approximately 1 week from the so-called Armageddon, the end of the world, December 21st, 2012. That's actually pretty scary, pretty spooky that I'm going through this information and it's actually referencing that. Another image, Grand Teton Mountain, Yellowstone National Park, and this is something we're going to get into. They actually mention Yellowstone National Park, the bus driver does, in one of his statements. Wyoming, AD, 2006 to 2012. The Nephilim underground spaceport in connection with the grand arrival. Sorry, I can't pronounce anything anymore. The grand arrival of Nibiru. Very, very interesting stuff, and again, the correlation with the fact that the characters in Transit are actually referencing, potential spacecraft, or especially Samuel, abducted. I don't know if he actually mentions he was abducted by aliens, but he's the one that actually talks about aliens more so, and he's the only one. Is that really a linkage here? He's the only one that can hear Richtofen. So is there a linkage here, and is there a linkage between Dulce Base and the denizens? It's pretty cool stuff. I'm so interested in this stuff, and I look forward to producing these videos and finishing and going through every single one, every single location that the bus driver mentions and or is sort of inferred either from the map or from the characters on the map. Hope you guys found this interesting, and if you guys have any comments about it and have any feedback or input into Dulce Base or how it sort of links back to Tranzit, then please leave a comment below. Hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed producing it. I'm Spider, and I'm out.